friends, it's me Greshma Clum and welcome to my video. In the last video, we have seen how civilizations were emerged on Earth. And today, we are discussing about some of the civilizations that once existed in the world. So let's begin. The first five civilizations are Mesopotamian civilization, Egyptian civilization, Indus Valley civilization, ancient Chinese civilization, and Mesoamerican civilization. Now let's see each of these civilizations in detail. For convenience, the main points of these civilizations are arranged in a tabular form. Now let's take the first two columns so that we can compare the time periods of these civilizations. From the table, it is clear that the most ancient civilization in the world existed in Mesopotamia, and it was founded in the year 3500 BC. Similarly, other civilizations like Egypt, Indus Valley, etc. got emerged in the succeeding centuries. And as we discussed in the previous video, these civilizations were emerged on the banks of certain rivers. Now, let's see the rivers associated with these civilizations. Beginning with Mesopotamia. It was located on the banks of two rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. The location of Mesopotamia is shown in the rectangle in the world map. And here you can see the rivers Tigris and Euphrates flowing through the Mesopotamian province to the Persian Gulf. And here is a pic of the river Tigris. After Mesopotamian civilization came the Egyptian civilization, and it was emerged on the banks of the river Nile. The location of Egyptian civilization is highlighted in the map. And here you can see the fertile deltas of the river Nile. And this is a pic of river Nile. Moving on, we have the river Indus. The Indus Valley civilization, as the name indicates, was risen on the banks of river Indus. The spot is marked in the map, and this is river Indus. Next, we can see the river Yellow, which helped in the flourishing of ancient Chinese civilization. The river Yellow is also called as Huanghe. It is marked in this map, and this is the pic of river Yellow. As its title indicates, the river looks yellow or light orange because it carries loads of silt from the desert regions in the northwest. Now, Mesoamerican civilization. You might be wondering why I put a question mark instead of a river name. It is because Mesoamerican civilization was emerged not on the banks of any specific river but around the curve of Gulf of Mexico, as you see in this map. Actually, there was no fertile soil and no large rivers in that area. Yet, its people built terraces to trap silt from small rivers and started farming. And thus a civilization rose from that barren land, which is Mesoamerican civilization. And here is a pic of Gulf of Mexico. Now let's have a look on the current place table to know the current location of these civilizations. As we have been seeing the world maps for quite a few times, we are very familiar with the locations. So, we are quickly moving to the session of key facts. First, Mesopotamian civilization. It is the first civilization in the world. It is believed that it is the Mesopotamian civilians who invented wheel and writing, and their system of writing is called cuneiform. When we come to the Egyptian civilization, we know that they are famous for the construction of pyramids and mummification. But do you know, it is they who invented paper, ink and pen? Yes, It is the Egyptian civilians who introduced such stuffs to the world. Moreover, they used to wear makeups as well. Moving on, we have Indus Valley civilization. Rather than the money, they followed barter system. That is, they bought and sold goods by exchanging what they had. For example, buying copper utensils by giving a sack of rice. Also, their towns had proper drainage system. It is believed that tea was invented by ancient Chinese people. Similarly, silk is also their valid contribution. When we come to the Mesoamerican civilization, the Mesoamerican civilians had their own solar calendar, and they even built huge pyramids which are larger than those in Egypt. And here is a pic of Mayan calendar. Other than these civilizations, we will deal with two more civilizations, and they are ancient Greece and ancient Rome. When we take the case of ancient Greece, the time period is roughly from 850 BC to 100 BC. The ancient Greece civilization was located in the southeast of Europe along the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. And now this place is part of the nation Greece, of which Athens is the capital. And it is the birthplace of epics like the Iliad and the Odyssey. The ancient Rome civilization was emerged in 753 BC and declined in 476 AD. This civilization was initially located in central Italy, but in course of time it stretched from present-day Britain to southern Egypt and from the Atlantic coast to the shores of the Persian Gulf. In the case of politics, at first it was democracy and later it gave way to the great Roman Empire with the Emperor Augustus Caesar in its throne. Epics like Virgil's Aeneid, Ovid's Metamorphoses, etc. are pearls of this civilization. And I hope you got a better idea about the various civilizations in the world. In the next video, we will be discussing about the great epics which took birth in those civilizations. Until then, bye-bye. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel and stay tuned.